This video is best viewed on any device other than a phone because of the review of documents and websites. And that feature wall, that nice, happy, pretty feature wall, it got put up so fast that the control panel for the lights on stage in the social hall is buried behind the wall because they did it so fast. So I ask you, where was the due diligence? Who were the other vendors to this rec board? For the sake of our community, stop putting the cart before the horse. Let's focus on our vendors and vendor contracts and the selection process, or any process. Actually, there is almost no process, okay? So let's look, right now we're looking at the meeting minutes for rec, June 29th. And if we scroll down, we're gonna pass on the restaurant too for now because that's its own set of issues, to say the least. Social hall. Florida social hall damaged during rainfall. Seeking multiple qualified vendors to install tile throughout the social hall, right? And this is June 29th. So remember that. They want qualified vendors on June 29th. Next page, Skyshine, beach service reinstated. Great, another vendor. Vendors or contractors, water aerobics instructor, the yoga and Zumba instructor. They're talking about, we have our security as another contractor. Oh, and then our favorite, right, S&G, the contract everyone can't get enough of after all these years. With regard to the pool, and here is security as we mentioned. So we have all different kinds of vendors, contractors to service all the different needs on our luxurious 5-acre property here. Let's move on to the August 1st meeting minutes for rec. And if you scroll down to the second page, there was some sage advice from Lewis, indicated that we as a community must not quibble about hypothetical details related to projects by putting the cart before the horse. If only his fellow board members would listen to him, because Marlem's all about the cart before the horse. In fact, she's running a cart before the horse party, and he's encouraging us not to fight about things that have not been yet fully developed in terms of actual details, costs, vendor selection, time frame, supervision. Makes complete sense. If only we lived up to that for real. But everything has been ramrodded through, as you know.
Ramrod. Ramrod.
And we are putting the cart before the horse in a lot of places. And we're going to get into vendor selection a little bit more. Not going to spend any more time on this August 1st, but let's move on to the next meeting, August 24th. Rec meeting on the 24th. And in here we get into a lot of different contracts. We're bringing on a maintenance worker, Skyshine. A motion to approve Skyshine for additional year service. And Lewis brings up a motion about the ADT contract for fire pumps and inspection certificates warranty, purchase for a fire panel. And Roz brings up a motion for the social hall flooring, a company called Avani, including a feature wall for $65,000. And Marlem brings up restaurant remodeling, also by the company Avani. Now, how is Avani vetted, or what were the other bids to that? And when was there time to show any of this at any kind of meeting? Now, I've mentioned a bunch of vendors and contracts. Let's go to condo control, and currently logged in. So if I hit rec here, go to the library and scroll down to contracts, we could see there's contracts for elevator, janitorial, landscaping, restaurant, and security. Now, we talked about ADT. We talked about the renovators, Avani. We've talked about Zumba, yoga, water aerobics. There aren't any categories for that. So you can see the Blue Necks and EXP35. That's because of months and months of half the community crying for these things to even be looked at. And we looked at the Blue Necks contract, right, which started as a 1.5-page proposal with a cover sheet. Remember that? Oh, we've been doing elevators lately, right? Yeah, that's cool. They got an elevator contract here. Let's take a look at it. Motion elevator, 2008. Okay, it's a 15-year-old contract, so this apparently hasn't been updated.
Fail.
Let's go to janitorial. It's Skyshine. Don't thank the current board for putting it up there. That's been up there for 7-8 years now. Okay, they've been around for a while, but there have been change orders since. They extended the contract. They now do beach service where they hadn't before. How come we don't have that up here? All change orders, everything should be up here within 48 to 72 hours of signing, period. So we're lacking in that. Landscaping, let's see what that looks like. Nothing there. Okay, so these are just folder placeholder. Restaurants, certainly we could see the restaurant contract, right? Comes up empty. Go figure.
Fail.
Okay, security and valet. Well, that's nice. An elite contract. And elite security. Let's scroll down. And this is talking about December 2017. Okay. But I guess the problem with that one is we don't use elite anymore. We're currently using PSI. So where the freak is that contract? Okay, so no contracts are posted, yet they claim transparency, and they get into selected vendors. So getting back to the Avani, let's take a closer look at Avani. Let's see how qualified they are. Let's see how much homework or due diligence we did to pick them out. So I found an Avani home remodeling in Lauderdale with a number. Nice, happy, pretty little website. I'm under the assumption that's who we use because I couldn't find any others. Now look at this. What clients are saying? Hey, you see that Latin? That's the usual placeholder stuff. The day you set up a blog. And look at what we have here. September 29th is one review from a guy named Ricky. Right, so that's looking encouraging. It doesn't contact us. There's no name of anyone here. If you go to the about, maybe we'll learn something about them. Oh, look, they have a story. And look, the story says freaking nothing. Again, there we got this stuff, the placeholder. Metamorphosis homes that metamorphose, whatever. Okay. So if we were to take a look at this, you see this Avani home remodeling? If we were to look at who owns that record, and this is a means to look at it, you could see it was registered September 21st, about 8 days before Ricky made a comment. Okay. And when did we get done over here? They approved the contract a month earlier, right? They passed the motion to do this contract with Avani in late August. And all of a sudden a website, this name gets bought 3 weeks later. And now the problem is, I'm guessing, and you know why? Because they never posted the contract for us to look.
Fail.
So how can I have any confidence their due diligence? And I hope to God these aren't the people who they are, but it is the most logical guess when you do a search in Google, right? So let's move on a little further. Now I went to Sunbiz, and we're looking at everything called Avani here. There's no, you see this? It goes from C to N. There's no home or remodeling or renovation. If you look at just Avani LLC, St. Petersburg, it's probably not that one. This one's inactive. Where's this? Doesn't matter. Tampa, yada, yada, yada. Let's go to next. Avani Consortium, maybe. Exports Flame of Health Holding Home Group, inactive, so it's probably not that. West Palm Beach, oh, it's inactive, 3 or 4 months earlier. Hopefully it's not this person we hired, but we don't know because they don't post records online for us to look at. Any more Avanis? Home Group. Interiors, maybe, but that's inactive too. Let's hope it's not them. All this stuff is inactive. Here's the thing about Avani. Almost all of them go inactive. Look at this. Inactive, inactive, inactive. Next list. Avani Products, Properties, Reserve, Avani Studios. Here. Avanit. Kitchen and Bath Remodeling. It's active. Maybe that's who it is. Maybe it's Avanit. Maybe it's a typo. Oh, filed by Lazarus. Okay, any images for filing? The thing's dead. And how is it still active? So none of this makes sense. Hopefully that's not it. But we should get answers. So let's go back to their site and look. So you see the phone number, 954-406-0825. We could look that up. And there's an Avani renovation that's also connected to the number. So let's pull up Avani renovation. See, there's the number there. Similar websites got that same look feel. Oh, wait, we got a lead here. We have an executive director, Patricia Alcorn. I wonder who spoke to Patricia from Avani. And they talk about how they do home remodeling in Lauderdale area. And same address, that's South Federal Highway. And you're wondering, why am I spending so much time on Avani, freaking Avani? Because it stuck out to me when I saw this Patricia Alcorn. And now when you pull, the other thing too, let me go back to the Avani Home Remodeling. Look at where you see this? These are the web servers, the hosting provider. It's in the UK, okay? So someone from here local is picking some small little nobody server from the UK. And that was September 21st to 23rd. And now we're looking at a Avani renovation up here with Patricia Alcorn. Now let's pull up their records. Oh, so that was a few months earlier, July 31st. Same UK hosting address, okay? So it's the same entity who's registered that. They have privacy services, so we couldn't tell anything other than they like to use hosting in London or wherever. So a little search from Patricia Alcorn, and there's some interesting things that come up. It talks about this thing, Bygand Construction. It talks about kitchen bath builders. We're onto something. Patricia Alcorn, right? Mirror Connection, Patricia Alcorn. So so how are these so many things from this Patricia Alcorn? So let's take a look. Bygand Construction, sure enough, Patricia Alcorn. But what, 314? I think that's St. Louis. I need to double check that. Certainly ain't around here. Now I'm almost tempted to find out. 314 area code. Yep, St. fucking Louis. Okay, so we're having fun yet, everyone? This is all real time. Oh yeah, it said St. Louis. I didn't even have to do an area code search. Just remember that. So that's the Bygand. Remember, there's kitchen bath remodeling, kitchen bath builders, an 800 number. And guess who we have here? Patricia Alcorn. Oh, and look at this. The lorem ipsum. This is the classic placeholder Latin text when you start a new website. So they're plastering the same websites that are just placeholders, meaningless. Okay, do you see where all this is going? Archer's Luxurious out of Canada. Same thing, Patricia Alcorn. You get the point? It's a lie. Dayton, Ohio. Solar M5. And actually, I know this company, MobiRise. You can do artificial intelligence websites through them. Guess who they have here? That's what's the source of it. It's AI-generated websites. It's bullshit. It's like the facade of everything. It's the Miami living here. Like, everything. So that's who we picked. Avani Home Remodeling in Lauderdale. It's all part of the same thing. And how did that go? Right? We have people falling down in the rec hall because of this. People with fractured wrists and torn ligaments and bruised faces. And that feature wall, that nice, happy, pretty feature wall, it got put up so fast that the control panel for the lights on stage in the social hall is buried behind the wall because they did it so fast. So I ask you, where was the due diligence? Who were the other vendors? Why did you go for Avani? Who picked it up? Why did the board look at this? Why did the board unanimously have confidence in Avani? Tell me. Just tell me. Show me. To this rec board, for the sake of our community, stop putting the cart before the horse. And with that, I'm wishing you all a great weekend ahead.